welcome back to Healthy Cooking with Shayda. I'm your host, and this is where I teach you how to make whole food plant-based meals that are salt, oil, and sugar-free. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a like if you like our videos, and make sure to comment on our YouTube videos because we really enjoy reading your comments, and I will respond, and I love the interaction between you and me, and any questions that you have on the recipe, I'll be more than happy to answer for you. So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite Passover vegan matzah cake. Yes, you heard that correctly. It is a matzah cake. So years ago, one of my best friends, her mom, Helen Tehrani, taught me how to make a matzah cake, but she taught it, using egg yolks and egg whites and oil and all the things that, I don't do anymore. So, and I used to make that cake all the time, and it was a delicious, delicious cake. And so I found the recipe not too long ago, and I thought, I wonder if I can recreate that and make it so that it's completely plant-based. And so when the time came, I told my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna try this. And she's like, okay. I'm like, if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, no harm, no foul. And guess what, guys? It really worked. Now, for those of you that don't know what matzah is, it's unleavened bread, and it doesn't rise the same way that regular flour. So this cake is going to be a lot denser. And because of that, the cake itself, once it's in the oven, it will take about an hour and a half for this cake to bake. So for those of you that don't know what matzah is, let me get a piece of matzah so you guys can see it. This is what matzah is. Now, I don't use the matzah meal that you can find in the store in order to make this cake. So what I do is when I have a box of matzah, I will take this, crumble it up, put it in the food processor, and I will process it until I get a fine flour. And that's what I use. And matzah is actually quite delicious. We do eat it during Passover, and it is our in place of bread. And so, what a fun way to make a healthy, delicious cake that we can have during the holidays. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. And I really hope that you guys will serve this at your Seder, and you will have it for the holiday week, the Passover, and really, really enjoy it. So we'll be back, and then we'll get started on making this delicious, healthy cake. And as usual, guys, all of my recipes can be found on my website at healthycookingwithshayda.com. So we're going to start with the dry ingredients first. I have already ground up the matzah. So we're going to measure out 2 1/4 cups. Next, we are going to add the baking powder in here. So that's in there. We are going to be adding cinnamon. And then we are going to add some vanilla powder. And the vanilla powder that I'm using, guys, is Lafaza organic from Madagascar. It is, oh my God, this smells so good. It's vanilla powder, and I will post a link of this in the show notes for you guys, so you guys can go check it out. And a little bit, I tell you, goes a long way. Oh, it smells so good. And we are going to be adding cardamom. Now your cardamom, please buy it yourself, and buy the pods and break it down yourself, because there's such a difference when you buy the pods against the when you compare it to the ground up cardamom. This is 10 times. It just smells unbelievable. So make sure you do that. Okay. And what else goes in here? We want to put all the dry stuff in here. So go ahead and take this with your whisk and mix it all up. And then we're going to put that aside for right now. All right, so now we're going to start with the wet ingredients. So what are we going to use for sweetener? Well, I'm actually using the applesauce in place of the oil because she had about a cup or something like that of oil in here. And well, I don't do oil anymore, so we are going to put about 2 1/4 cups of applesauce. And you want to get the unsweetened applesauce. And if you guys know me, I shop at Trader Joe's and they have it. So one thing I forgot to do is preheat the oven, so let me get that started at 350. We can have that going. All right, so we've got our applesauce in here. Next we are going to add our date paste. Now, your date paste, you want to make it ahead of time yourself, and this was really easy to do. So I took a cup of dates, and I took the Deglet Nor dates, which are the smaller ones. I took a cup of that, packed it, and make sure you get the pits out. And then I added a cup of water on top of that. Closed the lid and kept it in the refrigerator overnight. Then the next day, I blended that up, and I got my date paste. It's really not that difficult to do. So we're going to put that and measure this out. And that's going to be part of our sweetener. So go ahead and add this to the applesauce. And then you're going to want to mix this up a little bit. So now we are going to add the zest of 2 oranges. So you want to make sure that you've got a good zester. You want your oranges about a medium-sized orange, and we're going to put the zest in here, and then we are going to put the juice in here. All right, so the zest is all done. Now we're going to take those oranges that we just did. We're going to put the juice in here. This cake really does taste good, guys. And then later I'm going to show you, looks like our oven has come up, is ready. It's preheating as we speak. This cake calls for egg whites, and I'm going to show you how to make egg whites, which is really, really cool. It takes a little while, so it's not like something you can do in 2 minutes flat. But it's really nice that we can have it. So you're going to want to mix everything really, really well. Next, we are going to take shredded carrots and add it to this mixture. Now, when it comes to your shredded carrots, please shred them yourself. And don't use the shredded carrots that you can buy at Trader Joe's or Sprouts or any of these grocery stores. Those are too dry, and it really doesn't work well for this cake or for any of the cakes or muffins. So it doesn't take that long to shred these, so just go ahead and try to shred it yourself. And we're going to put that in here. Let's go ahead and mix that up. Now we are going to add golden raisins to this. About a 1/2 cup. We'll get that all mixed together. Okay, so it looks like I always seem to forget something to add in here. So I forgot the pecans. Okay, originally when we used to make this cake, we made it with walnuts, but I can't have any walnuts. So to me, the better stuff, another substitute for walnuts, I'm doing it with pecans, chopped pecans. But if you guys are not allergic to walnuts and you like walnuts, I highly recommend you using the walnuts. So we're going to add that to the dry ingredients, because we will be mixing all of that into this cake mixture. So all of this is already done. Now, the only thing that's left to do is to make our aquafaba. How do we make aquafaba, guys? For those of you that don't know what aquafaba is, it's the bean water from the garbanzo beans. It's from any of the canned beans that you get, but we're going to use garbanzo beans. So I've taken the beans out of here, and the water, what's left, is basically just thick liquid that's in here. And that's how we're going to be making our egg whites today. So don't ever throw this out. In fact, you can even freeze aquafaba if you wanted to. I've never tried it, but I've heard that you can do it. So it's worth a shot. So keep it. So this is like gold in making egg whites, because we're going to be adding egg whites to our cake. So I'll be back in a minute, and I'm going to show you how to make the egg whites. All right, guys, so we're going to get ready to make the egg whites now. So I do have the aquafaba in here. And to this mixture, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of vinegar. Now, I'm using apple cider vinegar, but if you have white vinegar at home, you can use that as well. Either one will work. So we're going to add that to it. Now you want to get a hand mixer, because this is going to take a while. You're going to have to be patient when you're blending this with the blender, with your handheld blender. You want to start out at low, and then as you see it foaming, you're going to go to a medium, and then you're going to take it from there, go higher. So don't go all out right off the bat. So I want to show it to you just a little bit. This still has a ways to go, but look at that. It's starting to foam up and really look like an egg white. So we're going to continue blending this, and once it's ready, I'll be back. Okay, guys, this looks really good. Let me show you. Those are pretty nice. Now, we're going to take the egg whites and fold it into our wet mixture of the carrots and raisins and orange juice. And look at that. Plop. I just think it's so cool. I mean, no one would know that those are not egg whites. And our cake is not going to taste like beans, but it's going to be nice and healthy. So it's really cool that we can have it. Okay, guys, so we've incorporated the egg whites in here. Now we're going to incorporate all of our dry ingredients. And we are going to mix this as best as we can. And when I was mixing the egg whites, start it out slow and then build your way up. You don't want to start it automatically on the high. And look, that's like absorbed everything in here. So now we are going to put this in our cake pan. And the cake pan that I'm using, it is by Trudeau. It's a silicone cake pan. It's a bundt cake. And I like it because nothing sticks to this. And then I can put it in the oven. I don't have to oil it or flour it or do all the crazy things that I used to do in the past. And I will put a link to this in the show notes for you guys. So now we are going to put this cake in the cake pan. So let me get another spoon. I'm going to spoon it in because I don't want to make a mess and have it spill all over the place. Okay, I'm just getting the last bit of the carrot cake in here. And as you can see, it's not like your regular cake mix that you can just take it and pour it in here, level it out. You're going to have to do it yourself. So this is why this cake is pretty dense. the matzah soaked all the liquid up. And that's what it will do. So all we're going to do is pat it down so that make sure that the cake is in there. Smells really good, guys. We're just going to pat it down. Now here's the hard part. You want to tap it just a few times to make sure that everything is in there evenly. It's going to need to be in the oven for an hour and a half. So just be patient with this cake. It will work. And then you're going to have to let it really completely cool down before taking it out of the mold. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. And then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to show you the finished product. So hang in there, guys. Okay, guys, I just took the cake out. It's been an hour and a half. It was in there for an hour and a half at 350. We just took it out. So I'm going to have to wait until this completely cools down before I can invert it and take it out. So as soon as it's cooled down and I'm ready to take it out, I'll be back and show you the final product. If you want to see a little bit, I got to put this on because it's really hot. But you can see a little bit of it. So it's looking good. I'm excited. Well, guys, I was finally able to get the cake out. It's been cooling in here for about an hour and a half. And here's our cake. It's still a little bit warm up here, so I don't want to just quite move it to the cake plate. But our cake is done. It's ready to go. I'm super excited. And I want to thank you guys for being patient on this recipe. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you will let me know what your thoughts are on this matzah vegan cake, and enjoy it for the high holidays, or not the high holidays, but enjoy it for Passover. So remember to subscribe and remember to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and please comment on the YouTube channel. Thank you again for watching another episode of Healthy Cooking with Shayda. And remember, guys, it's one bite at a time, one meal at a time, and we'll see you soon with the next video. Thank you again.